Week 7 recap, the Undefeated falls. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome back to another DNS address. Ladies and gentlemen, Week 7 delivered. Upset, shootouts, championship implications, video game stat lines, and one game that may completely have reshaped the race for the national championship. The last undefeated team is undefeated no more. Let's get to the highlights. The headline of the week is the king has been knocked off. We knew this game was going to be special. Georgia Southern, Old Dominion, two coaches, one massive showdown. It somehow exceeded the hype. Old Dominion defeats Georgia Southern 55-49 in overtime. It wasn't just the game of the week. This may be the game of the year. Max Johnson threw for 518, 7 touchdowns, and still lost. Let me say that again. 518 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, loss. Because Old Dominion answered every punch. Jackson Potter threw for 294 yards and 4 touchdowns. James exploded for 201 on the ground. Leo continued to prove he's one of the best tight ends in this dynasty, and Mario Thompson opened the football game with a pick 6. Coach Crow, congratulations. You're officially announced yourself as a championship contender. Coach Bennett, one loss doesn't erase everything you built, but the margin for error just disappeared. Miami makes a statement. Remember when people were panicking about a Wake Forest loss? Yeah, that felt like 6 months ago. Miami absolutely dismantled Florida State 59-31. Mawson threw for 450, 6 touchdowns. Mark Fletcher Jr., 3 total touchdowns. Malachi Toney, just another casual afternoon, 231 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. Every single week, Miami reminds us this offense might be the most dangerous unit in the league. And right now, the Hurricanes look every bit like a national title favor. Our ball game of the week, no debate, no discussion, no controversy. Ashton Hollins, 12 catches, 267 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns. If Georgia Southern doesn't lose, we probably are talking about one of the greatest receiving performances of the entire season. Instead, we're talking about the greatest performance and a heartbreaking loss. Congratulations on Offensive Player of the Week, Hollins. The stock goes up for Old Dominion. You don't beat the number 1 team by accident. The Monarchs are real. They're coming for everybody. Miami stock goes up quietly. They become the hottest team in the dynasty since the Wake Forest loss. Miami scored 101, 40, 59. That's just 200 points over the last 3 games. Good luck, defenses. Georgia Tech, 3 straight convincing wins. Virginia Tech never really had a chance. Mendoza threw 4 touchdowns. Alexander scored 3. Georgia Tech continues climbing every week. Troy, remember last week's 413-yard rushing game? Apparently, Troy wasn't finished. This week, Goose Crowder threw for 383. Jordan Lovett rushed for 127 and 3 touchdowns. The Trojans hung another 56 on the scoreboard. Quietly, they've become one of the highest scoring teams in the dynasty. This week's need more film. Central Michigan, Coach Absolute. I generally don't know what else to say at this point. The offense is fighting. The defense keeps competing, but the losses keep piling up. Western Michigan wins 33-6. The rivalry goes to the Broncos. The advice, burn the tape. Start fresh because the talent's better than the record. Northern Illinois, the Huskies are still searching for their first breakthrough. Wyoming wins 28-3. 3 interceptions, only 3 points. Coach Breezy, you don't need perfection anymore. You just need momentum. 1 win changes everything. Arkansas State, Coach Shada, the offense moved the ball. The defense made plays. The problem, 6 combined interceptions between your quarterbacks. It's almost impossible to win a football game doing that. The talent is obvious, though. Now it's time to eliminate the mistakes. Sacramento State, the Hornets kept searching for consistency. Only 89 passing yards this week. The offense has to find rhythm because the defense can't be carrying the load. Our Week 7 awards, Offensive Player of the Week, was Hollins from Georgia Southern. 267 in receiving, 4 touchdowns, even in defeat, one of the greatest performances we've seen all year. Our defensive player of the week is Laquan Robinson from Southern Miss. He had 14 tackles, 2 interceptions, 3 pass breakups, completely controlled the secondary, controlled that game for Southern Miss. The Heisman watch, the user dynasty Heisman race still continues, all right? We had some folks fall off. Malachi Toney from Miami still there. 231 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's still the clear favorite. He's number 1 in the lead. If Miami keeps winning, he's going to be difficult to catch. Our power picture, ladies and gentlemen, there's no undefeated teams left. And honestly, that makes the race even more fun. Miami, Georgia Southern, Old Dominion, Georgia Tech, South Florida, Troy. The gap is shrinking and every Saturday matters. Even possessions matter. Every mistake matters. Our Week 8 preview, though, this week. Our game of the week is going to be Pittsburgh at number 7, Miami. Miami has become the appointment television. Can the Panthers slow down Mawson, Fletcher, and Toney? Or will the Hurricanes keep lighting up scoreboards? Around the league for the rest of the games, Georgia Tech heads to Boston College looking for their 4th straight statement win. Troy hosts ULM looking to stay among the lead leaders. Old Dominion travels to Louisiana Tech after its biggest win of the season. South Florida enjoys a well-earned bye week. Georgia Southern also gets a bye week after an emotional shootout. I heard Coach Bennett's still locked in the locker room. Texas State returns looking to build momentum after Colorado State, or against Colorado State. Northern Illinois hosts Hawaii, searching for win number 1. Central Michigan welcomes Miami, Ohio, in a must-win rivalry game. Arkansas State hosts Georgia State. Sacramento State heads to Ball State. Mississippi State faces another SEC challenge against Oklahoma, number 2 in the nation. The Commissioner's Picks of the Week. Miami keeps rolling. Georgia Tech wins again. Old Dominion avoids the letdown. Troy scores another 40+. Northern Illinois finally breaks through. This is hopefully the week. Central Michigan snaps the losing streak. Please, sir, get back into it. Texas State keeps building. Arkansas State bounces back. All of that in closing. Week 7 reminds us why we love college football. The best team doesn't always win. The rankings don't guarantee anything. And every single Saturday, somebody has an opportunity to challenge the entire season. Georgia Southern learned it. Old Dominion proved it. Miami embraced it. Now the race begins all over. Recruit hard. Protect the football. Win the turnover battle. And remember, in the Department of Natural Selection, you select, we collect. Built, not given.